What if I told you that success might be closer than it feels right now? Most producers give up when they're literally steps before achieving the goal that they're trying to achieve. Are you one of them? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 subtle but powerful signs that you're on the brink of success, even if it doesn't feel like it. And then by the end of the video, you'll know how to recognize these signs and stay motivated to push through to your goals. So let's talk about sign number 1. You feel stuck, but you're taking action. Keyword action. So feeling stuck isn't a failure. In fact, it's proof that you're pushing boundaries. And a lot of times when you're pushing boundaries and you're doing things that you're not used to doing, and you're learning things that you didn't know, that gets uncomfortable, and discomfort is a sign of growth. So being stuck, that feels uncomfortable because you're growing, and that's what you want. You want to feel discomfort because that means you're growing. So I had a producer reach out to me some time ago, and he felt stuck because he was taking action. He wasn't just sitting on his butt and just waiting for an opportunity to come. He was taking action, and he was taking the right action. Like, a lot of times you could be taking a lot of the wrong actions, but he was taking the right actions. And from what he told me, he was doing the right things. Like, he was getting sync publishing deals. Like, he was getting feedback and hearing back, but he just wasn't getting the placements, and he didn't know why. So I was just like, okay, like, send me some of your music. I'll check it out. We review music inside of the Sync Producer Hub community. I was just like, yo, like, let's listen to the music. Let's check it out. His music was amazing. And I was just like, bro, you're doing the right things. You're taking the right steps. I know it feels like you're stuck right now, but I guarantee you things are happening in the background because things are moving forward. And I want to say, maybe less than a month of having that conversation with him, placements started rolling in. He's gotten placements on promos for different TV shows. He's gotten an ad placement for a major brand. Getting placements, even awards. Like, things just really started popping off, and it was just like, yo, what if he would have gave up just because he felt stuck and felt like things weren't moving forward, when he had that first sign of like, yo, you're taking action. You feel stuck, but you're taking action. And it just goes to show you, like, yo, you could literally be steps away. You could literally be weeks away from those placements that you're trying to get, but you just can't give up. You got to keep taking action, keep taking those steps and going in the right direction. All right, so now let's talk about sign number 2. You're getting feedback even if it's criticism. Feedback, even when it's tough to hear, means you're on the radar. I can't tell you how many producers I come across where they're like, yo, like, they just make the music and don't share it with anybody. So it's like you're in this bubble listening. You're the only one listening to your music. You're not on anybody's radar. Like, your music is on your computer's radar. That's the only thing that's hearing your music, is you and your computer, and maybe some family members in the crib. But when you put yourself out there and you start getting feedback and you get to hear other people's perspective on your music, that is a sign that you're closer than you think to success, because now you can take that feedback. If it's something wrong, now you know exactly what to fix so that you can improve. If it's mixing, now you can improve your mixing, which is going to increase your chances of getting your music placed. If it's production or structure, now you know exactly what to do, what to improve on, so that you can increase the chances of your music getting placed. So feedback is crucial and critical to the process of getting and reaching your goals and getting to that next level. Feedback, whether it's positive or negative, it shows that people are paying attention to your work. So if you can get it in the hands of people who have experience, and can tell you, from a professional perspective, does this work? Does it not, and why? That's going to be huge to you reaching your goal. So that's sign number 2. Like, you're heading in the right direction. So every critique is a chance to adjust and get closer to the success that you're working for. All right, so sign number 3, you're seeing small wins. Small wins are like breadcrumbs leading you to your big breakthrough, right? Small victories like, a positive email from a publisher or a supervisor, or someone hitting you back like, hey, your music is like the top 5 of the tracks that we're considering for this ad spot. Those are signs of momentum. When you get a publisher hit you back and say, hey, we want to sign, 1 or 2 tracks from a list of 5 tracks that you sent. That's a small victory. And that is a huge sign that you're even closer to getting those placements that you want, to getting more sync publishing deals, to getting whatever it is that you're trying to do as a producer. Those are small wins, and you have to count those. And those are a sign that you're closer than you think. So, whether that's you just got your first royalty payment. I remember my first royalty check was like, I don't know, maybe $15 or something like that. It wasn't huge, but that was a small win. And I was just like, yo, okay, this is only the first one. And since I started pitching my music for TV and film, I have not gotten a royalty check since that first like $15 check. So it's just the beginning. So those are signs that you're absolutely moving in the right direction. All right. So if small wins are happening, big wins are right around the corner. All right. Sign number 4, you're outgrowing old habits and circles. When you start thinking bigger, some things and people will absolutely fall behind. Anytime you make a decision to take things to the next level, that is going to require you to become a different person, because in order for you to get new results, in order for you to reach higher levels in your career as a producer, you can't reach that new stuff until you become the person you need to become in order to reach those things, right? So you have to get rid of old habits. If you came home from work and you had an extra 4 hours to do whatever you choose to do with those extra 4 hours, and your old habits were to sit and binge on a TV show for 4 hours, and you're not listening to the music, trying to see if it works for sync and seeing how you can apply that in your music. You're just binging out on the show because you like the show. You ain't even paying attention to the music. Or you spending 4 hours playing a video game that you're not composing music for, and it's not your goal to be a video game reviewer. Like, you're just spending 4 hours on the game when you could be spending those 4 hours working on your craft. You could be spending those 4 hours creating more music that you can pitch for sync. You're going to have to get rid of those old habits and create new habits. So what do you do now? What does the new version of you look like when you're trying to reach these new goals, this new level as a producer? You're going to have to develop new habits. You may have to, tell some of the homies, yo, I ain't gonna be able to kick it with you like I used to because I got goals. And in order for me to reach these goals, I got to stay focused. I can't be out every weekend just blowing my Saturdays and Sundays when literally those are 2 days I have to get an advantage and put in large chunks of work in order to forward my career, because I'm trying to set myself up for the rest of my life. You may have to, hey, I can't kick it. They may not like you for that. If they rock with you, they rock with you. If they don't, it is what it is. You got to make a decision on if you're going to get rid of those old habits or those old circles. And what you'll find is over time, you'll start to develop new habits, and you may even develop new circles, new friendships, new relationships that align with what you're trying to do. So outgrowing things is a clear sign you're preparing for success at a higher level. All right. So finally, sign number 5, you're more focused on the process than the outcome. This is massive. And I don't know, this has been a huge part of my success personally. And I just found myself falling in love with the process. At this point, I don't even care about the placements. Like, the placements are going to come. But when you fall in love and focus on the process, it's huge. So are you putting in the work even when success feels far away? Right? So when you focus on the process rather than obsessing over results, this builds long-term success. So I love the process of creating music, going through a brief from a publisher, seeing what they need and delivering that brief. I love the process of structuring out music and putting elements in there that I know editors in the TV film production space are going to love, which is going to increase the number of times they place my music in a show or a movie or whatever. I love that process. I love getting stems together and creating deliverables and organizing my session in Logic. Like, I just love the whole process. I love the, going through at least a few rounds of revisions is cool. One time I had like 7 rounds of revisions. It was kind of insane. I ain't gonna say I like that, because I ain't gonna lie, like, it was getting kind of ridiculous. Like, we on round 7 and y'all changing, going back to, yeah, okay. So as long as we can make it reasonable, I like the process overall. So most breakthroughs happen when people are so focused on doing the work that success sneaks up on them. So when I got focused on just falling in love with the creation of music for TV, film, media, video games, what have you, I just love documenting the journey. I love sharing the journey. And before I knew it, placements were stacking up. Placements were rolling in. Just this past quarter, I had like well over 247 cue sheets come in from placements on a bunch of different TV shows and things like all over the world, honestly, because it's not even limited to just the country that I live in, but literally placements all over the world, Germany, UK, Canada, like all over the place. But it's because I fell in love with the process. I put my head down, I work, and then the work works for me, and then boom, placements come up. So staying consistent and dedicated to the process is how success finds you. I said before, success happens when preparation meets opportunity. So you got to make sure you're putting in the work, putting in that preparation time, so that when those opportunities come, boom, you have success, right? So to wrap it up, success doesn't always announces itself. It often shows up in subtle ways. All right, so let's just summarize these 5 signs so you can remember them. Number 1, feeling stuck but taking action. Number 2, getting feedback or criticism. Number 3, noticing small wins. Number 4, outgrowing old habits or circles. Number 5, staying focused on the process. So if any of these signs resonate with you, don't give up. You're much closer to success than you think. And these are 5 signs that will help you gauge how close you are to success and if you're on the right path. So comment below. Let me know which sign you've experienced or which signs you've experienced. And we'll be here to celebrate your progress for sure. And if you want a link to learn how to produce, prepare, and pitch placement ready music for TV, download my Sync Producer Quick Start Guide. That'll show you the steps I took to start getting my music placed in TV and film and start creating passive income with my music. That link will be in the description, and I'll also pin it in the comments as well. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.